all of this has been promised by political parties in the past, and some of it has been promised by the Congress party in its manifesto too. But wealth distribution is a completely different idea. What does that say to you? What does that mean when Rahul Gandhi says that?
Well, good evening, Shivani, and good evening to my fellow panelists, and of course the dear viewers of CNN News 18. I think we are going back to Lenin or Stalin. It reminds me of that era. It also reminds me of Robin Hood kind of a concept where you snatch away money from the rich and you give it away to the poor. I think this is what it reminds me of. Well, it'll bring in a financial emergency, and I think thankfully, this is not in the manifesto. This is Mr. Gandhi's. I hope these are his own thoughts, because if this is in the manifesto, and thankfully, I think all the surveys and all the investigations and all the situation around the country indicate clearly that the NDA government is coming back. Otherwise, if this was not the case, then after this declaration tomorrow morning, you would see, all the industrialists running away from the country and setting up places abroad, which would have rendered an extensive unemployment situation in the country. I don't think this is doable. This is an impractical situation. We've moved away from that era long ago. You cannot, I think I take an example of Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, who's got probably a wealth of a few hundred or 1,000 crores. I think imagine a situation where his wealth would be distributed 1 crore each amongst Marathas, and to add rub salt to the wound to the whole concept, you have the caste system. So many much being given to OBCs, so much being given to Brahmins, so much being given to Vaishyas or whatever. I don't think this is a concept which is doable in the current scenario. This is completely a make-believe world. I think, with due respect.
So, am I correct in saying this, Sharad? Because I think the question will be asked: what is so wrong in what Rahul Gandhi is saying? So, am I correct in making that distinction between social welfareism versus wealth distribution? These are two very different concepts.
Yes, I agree that the problem of inequality of wealth and income is a glaring problem, not just in India, Shivani, it's across the world. I mean, I agree 1% of people own 40% of the wealth, which is, it is a problem for India to solve, just like the problem of unemployment exists in a very limited way in the country. This is another problem which, if you ask me to list out the problem which the countries are facing, this would be amongst the top 3 problems I would list out. But all the countries are struggling. But this is no way. The best you can do to solve this problem is, I have done dozens and dozens of debates on solving this problem. The only way is that you provide opportunities to the poor people. Bring them, groom their skills, train them, make sure that they save something so they can create wealth. You cannot snatch away the wealth from one person and start distributing to 5
again, I do reiterate, Rahul Gandhi hasn't quite said that. But the fact that he said that after caste survey, we will do a financial and institutional survey and we will distribute the country's wealth so that everybody has the same. It roughly translates into a communist style distribution of wealth, which frankly has failed anywhere it has been tried. It has not been tried in US, certainly, as Arshpreet said. US is as far removed from communism as any country can be. But I want to bring in Sanjeev as well. Sanjeev?
Just one sentence,
yes,
Shivani.
Yes.
No country has ever done it in the recent past. At least this cannot be done. And I can tell you that all the Congress spokesperson, because of this statement, would be in a fix as to how to define and make this, worthy of being implemented, because it cannot be done. It's practical.
Okay, so
debate about it.
I've debated about it, actually. I've debated about it. But in any case, I get your point. Sharad has been waiting to come in. Yes, Sharad. I think you wanted to talk about the philanthropist idea.
Yeah, I think Mr. Srivastava just needs to fill himself up with some information. All the business houses, large business houses, have philanthropies running in a very major way. In fact, Mr. Azim Premji is one of the largest donors. Ambani family, the Adani family, the Tatas, the Birlas, all of them have charities. They all do. And by the way, in America, the numbers given by Mr. Srivastava cannot be verified, because this is not true. I deal with a lot of people in America with it is not. And as far as Jumlebazi is concerned, Shivani, one last word. I think Jumlebazi is fine, but jokes are not fine. This looks like a joke, something which is completely, you promise that I'll get you the moon if you get me elected to the parliament. I think nobody is going to believe that. So if you start doing, and very last very important point, even the poor people, if 25 crore people have come out of multidimensional poverty index, even the poor people will not like, they've got their own garret, the ego. Why will they survive on snatched money from others? They are themselves going to refuse this. I can tell you, Shivani, with conviction.
Okay, yes.